everyone, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you could tell, but in today's video we are gonna be talking about my biggest plants. Should we start? I guess we are going to start with the ones beside me. So this one here is my Monstera Adansonii. This is the wide form. I am gonna try to see if I could insert a picture of this when this one was new to me. So yeah, this one has grown a lot with me. I had a hard time figuring this out at first. Like, I think this is my second Monstera Adansonii that I had. The first one I killed because I don't know, I think because that was the first one, I don't really know what I should do with it. This plant likes a lot of humidity and it doesn't like to be overwatered too. Although with this one, I'm gonna show you, this one has a water reservoir on the bottom and it seems to be doing perfect. Like, you see, it is very root bound too. Like, those are roots, and I have like a little bit of water in the bottom, so I don't water this as much. That's why I think it's helping it, because they just, like, the roots would just take enough water or just what it needs. So yeah, it prevents overwatering, which I tend to do most of the time. So yeah, this one is on a stake, a bamboo stake, and I have noticed since then that the leaves has grown quite bigger than the previous ones. So I'm so happy about it. And it's actively growing too. Like, there's a lot of new leaves coming out. It's just hard to show it, but yes, this one has been growing very nicely, and it actually didn't stop growing even with the winter. So yeah, happy about this one. So that's that. I'm gonna put it on the side first. All right, so next one, I guess, so we could clear out some space, I'm gonna talk next about my Ficus Elastica Tineke. This one here, it's a variegated rubber tree with the white and the green. So this one came to me, I got this at a grocery store for, I think it was $16, and there was two stock in here before, but then I decided to propagate the other ones. I chopped it off and tried to propagate it. Unfortunately, it didn't make it, except for the top cutting. Like, this one is a baby, like this one here is a baby of that propagation, the other stalk that I cut back. So that's okay, it's growing. Let me just ignore this sansevieria here. This is a filler, so I'm just gonna put it on the back here so you can see clearly. So yeah, this one is has been an easy care plant for me. It doesn't take a lot of my time, like most of my plants anyways. Like, I just set this at a south facing window and it seems to be doing great. I water when the top 2 inches of the soil is dry, and that's it. I just leave it alone and it's doing perfectly well, and it is always giving me new leaves. Like, if you could see, maybe like that one here, that little stick coming out is actually a new leaf coming, and it's just a fast grower, you know. This one just unfurled a few days ago, and then there's already a new one coming in. So yeah, so beautiful. I like the white and the green variegation to it. and I'm hoping for it to grow a little taller so I could you know, put it closer to my window and people could see it from the road, which is very nice. I like it when I can see my plants outside when I'm walking past by the house and I could see it. It's pretty nice. All right, next one. Next one, we are going to talk about this little guy here. Actually, it's not little. So this one here is a...
Okay, so that is a Dieffenbachia, a dumpling.
I couldn't fit the whole shot on the screen because it's just too tall. It is probably the 1, 2, 3, at least 4 feet, if I am not mistaken. I don't know, I'm not sure. But yeah, it is tall. This used to be... This is just a cutting that a friend has given me, and it is bare on the bottom, but there are some buds coming in. Let me show you the buds. Like this one here is a new bud coming in. There's one on this side, like let me see, where is it? This one here. This is a new bud as well. And I'm so excited because that would mean the branch will be fuller again. And this one here, let me see, this one here is also a new bud. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a hormone that they use to make baby plants. They called it cakey paste. So I tried that one and it seemed to be working well with my plants. Like they really stimulated a new growth point to my plants, which I am very happy about. Maybe someday I will share a video on how to do it, but it's pretty simple, straightforward thing. So yeah, this one here, I will try to attach a picture of this too when it was like new to me. And I did lose some of the bottom leaves of this one because I'm not sure what happened to it, and it was drooping anyway, so I decided to just cut them back. I think I have cut back 3 leaves on it, but no harm, it's growing new leaves all the time too. Like see this one here, this one is a new leaf coming in. So yeah, all my plants are growing nicely this summer, oh well, spring. All right, so that's that. Put that aside. Next, let me see. Okay, we are gonna talk about this sad rubber tree. This one is just my ficus burgundy. It is big and it is getting tall, but well, it's actually not that bad. I mean, the bottom part of it are mostly propagations from the other rubber plant that I had. Like I also had 2 stems on this one, like 2 trunk. I chopped it up and made a lot of propagations. So this, like on the bottom, are all propagations from that mother plant. And I'm hoping for them to grow taller too, so they could catch up on the height of this one here, like the tall one. So I would like them to all be the same height, so I will have a bushy rubber plant. So yeah, this one is hard for me to figure out. Up until now, to be honest, I couldn't figure this thing out. Like I water them like more than what they need, I guess, or I try to make them dry up a little bit before watering, but the leaves are still curling. I don't see any pest on it, but as preventative anyway, I spray them like my homemade pesticide, like dish soap and a little dab of bleach. Yeah, I am really hoping this one would perk up a little bit. But other than that, the leaves, or it is continuously giving me new leaves anyway, so I'm not sure what I am doing wrong. It probably may be just the watering, but see, that is a new leaf coming out. So I don't know, maybe it just needs some time and it will definitely do its thing, hopefully. So yeah, that's my Ficus Elastica Burgundy. All right, next up we are going to talk about this heavy thing. Okay, this one here is my Sansevieria coral snake, I think. This one is also, I don't know, they said that snake plant is very easy to take care of, that you can't kill a snake plant. So far it is not true with me. Like this plant, I am having a hard time. Like I let it dry, I think, too much, and then the leaves would be wrinkled. And even if I watered it after, the leaves like this one here is wrinkled. And if I water it too much, it gets root rot. I find this very sensitive. I don't know if it's just me, but I have repotted this also like quite a few times already, because I try to give it like a bigger pot, I try to give it a smaller pot, like a medium pot, you know, all those things. And I finally settled with the terracotta pot, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Like I'm not even gonna bother it anymore. Like I'm not gonna repot it anymore. I have not seen any new growth since I repotted this. I repotted this I think 2 months ago. 2 months ago now, yes. I repotted it in February. We are on May now, so yeah. Yeah, so I am not seeing any new growth, but so far the leaves, or however you call this one, only this one is wrinkled. And I don't know. I try pulling it out and see, maybe it is dead, like from the bottom, but it is not coming out. So maybe I will just leave it alone and see how it goes. So yeah, this is my coral snake. It's also huge, although getting bald on the bottom. So I hope I could get new growth from the bottom too. So yeah, this is the heavy one. It's the terracotta that is heavy. There you go. All right, I am filming on our living room, so I'm sitting on the sofa. I hope I don't get a lot of mess in here. Okay, next up we're gonna talk about this guy here. This one here is my, let me put it down actually. This is my, what are you? Let me see. Dracaena Fragrance, is it called that? I'm not sure. But back home in the Philippines, we call this, I think, a fortune plant, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is my Dracaena. I had this for, I think, 3 years now. The first, like when it first came to me, I think it is just this much here. Like it was this tall when I got it. because I could see when I got it, the trunk started, if you could see the difference, maybe the trunk started to get thinner. Like this one is bigger compared to this part here. So that's how I could tell that that's when I think it got into the new environment. So yeah, the reason for that being is because my place, like the place where I put this in, doesn't get a lot of bright light. So I guess it gets leggy trying to find the source of light. So that's why the stem is getting, or got a little thin. But moving like up, I could see the difference too. Like it started to get bigger again and thicker. So yeah, and I think I'm giving it more light. Now I moved it to our dining area where it gets a west a bright light from the west window in our dining room. So yeah, and the leaves are getting a little bigger too compared to the older one. So yeah, that's my Dracaena fragrance that is tall. Okay, you go there. Next one, we are going to talk about my peace lily. All right, this one here is my peace lily that is actually flowering. If you could see, that is the flower. I usually don't keep flowers from my plants because they take a lot of energy, which they are supposed to be focusing on growing new roots, new leaves, you know. So I may have to cut it back. But yeah, this one is also a pain in the, you know, this is also a pain for me to grow, but I like it. I mean, they say that the peace lily is a low light plant. I don't know if it's true, because this one, if I leave it in a low light area, it would get droopy no matter how much water I gave it. Which they say when it's droopy they need water too. No, it's not. It needs sunlight too. I used to have it in my south, like around my south facing window, but it was like 10-15 feet away. So it's quite far from the window, and it was getting very, very sad. So I decided to move it to closer to the window, which is I think 3 feet away from the window. And I had seen quite a huge difference in the aesthetic of the plant. Like it started to grow perky leaves, and it's like it looks better compared to when it was in the dark area. So I don't know, but where it is now is where we put our AC in the summer. We have like a portable AC that we use in the summer, and this peace lily is on that spot. So I may have to move this again, and that's something I need to figure out, because I actually don't know where to put this that it will stay happy. I actually has, and I also have to turn this frequently, because if you can see, the back is bare compared to this side here. Like most of the leaves are on this side and this one is empty. But for now, I'm gonna leave it at that and let it be happy here by the window. Boy, that's heavy too. So yeah, that's my peace lily. Next one, we are down to 2. Oh no, I lied. I have 3 more. So next one is this guy here. This guy here is my fiddle leaf fig. Here you go. With the big leaves and dark green. There you go. That's my fiddle leaf fig. Alright, so for my fiddle leaf fig, this one is a finicky plant, I would admit. But once I get the hang of it, it's pretty much easy and simple. You water when it's dry, like dry, bone dry. I usually test with the pot. When the pot is too light, I know it needs water. So yeah, that's how I knew that it needs water. And also, as what everybody knows, I guess, they don't like to be moved often. So if you find a spot for your fiddle leaf fig, leave them alone and let it stay there. So that's what I'm doing with this one. So yeah, it is like a 2 foot away from my window, south facing window, and it is loving it. And it is growing new leaves all the time. Like see that one? That is the new leaf coming out over here. Hey, like that one, that's a new leaf coming out. So this is a very beautiful leaf. Like it really fill up the space, you know. I have this in the corner beside the window, and it's beautiful. I love looking at it. Like when I like where I used to sit in our couch is facing this plant, and I love it. So pretty, and it's getting bushy too. I don't know, I might separate this one. This have like quite a few on the bottom, few trunk on the bottom, so I might cut or separate them soon. But for now, I enjoy the look of it, like the bushy look of it, so I might just leave it alone for now. So yeah, this is my fiddle leaf fig. Pretty. The leaves though accumulate dust, so you have to dust them often. But yeah, it's easy though because of the bigger leaves. So that's that. Alright, next up is this guy here. This one here is my Dracaena tetrasperma that has grown taller. Let me see, like it's so tall. That is the last of it. So yeah, I am so proud of this plant. Like I have chopped this a lot of times because I wanted a full pot of this. So like you see, the back is bare and that one is full. Like if you look at that side, it's full. So I chopped this back quite a few times now to have some more propagations of it, and unfortunately I can't root them. I only root them in water, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong with it, but I give up. Like I will just let it be if that's what it wants. Maybe someday I will get another plant and I will add it to the pot and it will get bushy. But yeah, although at some point here I can see a lot of growth points where they are going to sprout new branch. So I have one on this side here. Let me see, where is the camera? Like it's hard to show, but see, this one is already like a new branch. This one here, this is a new branch. And yeah, it's hard to show, but I can see a lot of new growth points on this one, so I'm hoping it will get full someday. But other than that, it's beautiful. I like how the leaves are, like the shape of the leaves. They are like, well, they are called mini Monstera, so that's why they have fenestrations on the leaves as well, just like the Monsteras. But yeah, it belongs to the family of Monstera anyway. So that's my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. All right, now we're down to the last ones. Okay, this one, I don't know how I'm gonna fit it on the screen, but this is my huge Monstera deliciosa. Let me turn it around. Okay, so this one here is my Monstera deliciosa that I have grown from a few cuttings from my mother plant. I have a mother plant upstairs of this one where I got all my cuttings that I gave to friends. I kept for myself, and these are a few of those cuttings. So I think on this plant I have 1, 2, 3, I have 5 stems on this pot. It's huge. Let me see if I could carry it. Okay, so see that? That is the bottom part of it. I'll just put it down because it's heavy. So yeah, this one is a very easy to take care of too. It doesn't require a lot of water. It doesn't, it doesn't need a lot of things from me. Just water once in a while, check for pests, and I often dust the leaves because these leaves are huge and they catch up a lot of dust. I also spray this once in a while with the pesticide, and it seems very happy. This one stays in my spare room because it is huge and that's the only space I have for it really. But it seems to be happy there. I made a mess on my dress. So yeah, this is the new leaf that just unfurled, and I have another one coming up here. This one here is a new leaf coming out. Oh, see that one? It will take maybe 2 to 3 days and then it will be unfurled. And yeah, I am excited for this plant. Although I like how it is right now, I'm thinking of cutting it again because propagating it too, because it is just getting too big and it takes a lot of space. Oh my god, I couldn't even fit it on the screen. It's just so huge. And it has like a lot of leaves. But it's very pretty. Yeah. That's my beautiful Monstera deliciosa. This is like the giant in my collection. You know what? I'm gonna show you like the full shot of it. Okay, hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, that is my Monstera deliciosa. That is huge. I'm sorry, I got lost there with the camera. I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy looking at my big plants. I'm happy. I'm happy to have them actually, and I am so proud of myself for growing such huge plants. It gives me how do you call it? It makes me like not an expert for sure. I'm not an expert with plants, but compared to what I used to, I have come a long way when it comes to plants, because when I started I could almost always kill a plant, but these days so far I am doing great with a lot of my propagations are doing well too. So yeah, I'm proud of myself. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.